Okay, and I am live as well. So, another day. Oh, excuse me, I apologize.
How dare you?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Foxfire Podcast.
Bark.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Fine. Giga, you were the only one that didn't say hello there.
Why should I?
Because we all know that bark means hello.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
People might hear some noise on my end because I forgot to do my Arknights dailies today, so I'm doing that now.
Yeah, it's fine.
And
Shame you couldn't record off your what do you play it on your phone?
Yeah.
You couldn't record off of it and have that for your background footage.
One, Arknights doesn't usually take the full 2 hours, and two, I have just no idea how to do that.
I don't know how to do it either.
Also, people on my channel will be seeing my work in progress dragon textbook.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was thinking that I'll just work on this today, maybe.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, you'll also see that I am on Google Chrome instead of Firefox, which is what I normally use. I use Google Chrome specifically for working on things like this.
And as everyone watching my side can see, I am playing Pokemon.
So am I, and time and space is falling apart yet again.
So you have one of those things?
Yep.
What location?
Marlands.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Oregon.
I've only been playing like a little bit of that each day. I just beat Lilligant, and I was very surprised to beat her on my first try, even though I was almost dead.
That was a very fun fight. Have fun with Arcanine, though. That was a nightmare.
Yeah.
That was my first death in the game.
I know for a fact that I'm not going to enjoy Electrode.
Oh, that's my next one. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's annoying. My tip for that would be just run until there's an opening. Don't bother trying to throw the bombs at it while it's attacking you.
Kentucky? Oh,
Yeah, I would recommend the same thing.
Like, I just saw, like, one video clip from it, and it's just explosions going off everywhere.
Yeah, and homing, like, lightning balls.
Oh, fun. Gonna have to be fast on the dodge.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get some quests done before I go full into that, though.
Yeah, I think the last thing that I was doing was going up and down the slope trying to find Growlithe.
If you can Skyrim your way up, like on top of the plateau, or yeah, it's kind of a plateau. That's the only thing that spawns there is the Growlithe. It's like the space in between. Oh, I'm just gonna pull up my map. The new location names. My mind like translates them to the old locations. Okay, between Spring Path and Castaway Shore, there is the Windbreak Stand. Yeah. On the very top of that, all that spawns is Growlithe.
Okay.
Like 3 or 4 of them.
And they're aggressive, right?
It's actually pretty...
Oh.
Oh?
Oh.
Giga?
Is his internet
like, literally first time I went to Veilstone Slope, I found it no problem.
Yeah, I found it too, but like it's almost like I think it's a guaranteed spawn on Windbreak Stand.
Are they aggressive?
I don't remember. I never got spotted by them.
They are.
Okay.
Oh, they are?
That makes it a little bit less annoying.
Definitely. I got the quest to do for the Manaphy. I thought that was going to be post-game. That got me off guard. I was like, oh, do this now, and it's like I don't want to do that now. I'm saving that for post game.
Yeah, right now my team is Typhlosion, Alpha Luxray, Alpha Weirdeer, and just 3 Pokemon I'm leveling up to evolve.
I have my Typhlosion, Luxray, Porygon 2, Sneasel. That's my perma team. I also have an Eevee I'm trying to max friendship with, and Electivire.
Which Sneasel?
The purple one.
I like that one.
So do I.
When do you get it?
Next area, Cornet Highlands.
Okay.
It's really common here. It's like near a waterfall almost.
Cool.
So you'll be able to find it no problem.
I just love the Hisuian Sneasel.
It is such a good design.
Yeah. And, like, I remember figuring out why I liked it so much. It just looks like the original Kudamon.
It does. Just be careful with psychic types.
I mean, that's, like, the same advice for any 4 times weak Pokemon.
Yeah, I didn't know it was 4 times weak, though. I didn't know it was poison fighting. Like, that kind of took me off guard when I found it. But it's a good Pokemon still.
Yeah. I don't like when people act like a 4 times weakness is, like, it makes a Pokemon bad or something. Especially, like, when they act like one hit from that type will KO a Pokemon. That's not always the case.
Oh, no, I know, but in Sneasel, as a Sneasel, it's very fragile. For sure, once I evolve, it'll be a lot better.
Yeah, probably.
It's just so fun running around with Sneasler. Like, as the ride Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's so convenient, I don't have to Skyrim shit anymore. And you can climb trees, apparently.
Neat.
Like, I'm on top of a tree right now.
And I've heard there's a few bonuses on top of a few trees.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I
know
say
there's
bonuses because okay, Giga says what it is.
Yeah, there's an unknown on the tree in Obsidian Fieldlands.
Oh, that's interesting.
Also, I want to point out to everyone that Joe Merrick is at 40 plus Chinese.
Yeah, he's goddamn lucky. I saw that recently, and I'm like, this is the most shinies I've gotten in like back to back without hunting, and I'm at only 3.
I'm pretty sure he's hunting for a shiny living dex.
I think he is. I remember him mentioning a living dex.
Just like his wife, just like, you need to stop. He's like, no.
Yeah, like I feel like that's just me like 5 years ago taken up to 11 because like I found so many shinies during gens like late Gen 4 to early Gen 7, I would say.
It's definitely fun shiny hunting in Arceus.
Yeah, I still haven't found any besides the Ponyta, but I haven't really been hunting.
Well, once you get start perfecting Pokedexes, they come fast. Like the day I perfected the Bidoof's Pokedex entry, literally not even, I'd say an hour later, I got a shiny Bidoof.
Well, I've gotten level 10 on a bunch, so I don't know.
No, level 10 cuts it in half from 4,000 to 2,000.
Okay.
But if you perfect it, if you get everything done in a Pokedex, it goes down to. Hold on, I have the chart. I'll send it to our general chat.
Okay.
I think it cuts it in half again to 1,000. Not sure. Can't remember off the top of my head.
I mean, that would make sense. And also, isn't the shiny charm in?
Yep.
Okay.
And if you get them all with a mass outbreak.
Oh, I see.
You're guaranteed shiny.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
The funny thing is that I've managed to get 8 since the last time we recorded.
8 shinies?
Yep.
No.
Yesterday.
Well, which ones were they?
Ghastly, Bergmite, Teddiursa, Chansey, Kricketot, Basculin, surprisingly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Basculin wasn't annoying, and I actually had the set for it.
I think Shiny Gengar's had its shiny tweaked a little bit, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, like, can someone get me a list of all the shinies that, like, had their shiny changed so that I can see if I want to reflect that in Sardonyx?
The only two I know of are Rapidash and Gengar. I think those are the only ones that people know. Those might actually be just that.
I would imagine that maybe Garchomp.
That's what I was thinking too, and part of me wants to hunt for a shiny Gibble now.
Yeah.
Because of all the Pokemon that need a change, I would 100% Garchomp needs it.
They had those 6 and then Roselia and Pikachu.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Funny enough with Roselia, I was hunting something else in a mass outbreak.
Roselia is a really good shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Is
one of my favorite shinies.
Rose Raid is really cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that line.
Yeah, but...
Even Badoo has a good shiny.
Yeah. Like, it goes from a pretty lackluster design to really fucking cool.
Yeah, the black and purple roses are dope.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at Arcanites again.
Yeah, I can probably check Gengar real quick as soon as Space and Time are done fucking around with me.
From what it looked like in the video I saw, it is more black than... It looks more like the original Gengar.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
Like, it has more of a black tint to it instead of a faded look to it.
Ah. Okay, my Arcanites dailies are done for the moment.
So have I been the only one changing my clothes based on the region I go to?
Probably. I've just been staying in the Growlithe kimono and the Fox mask because they go really well together.
The Fox mask is really nice.
And I don't like that... Okay, so... Everyone memed on the Gen 7 protagonist just having a blank stare on their face during important cutscenes, but meanwhile, I don't like how expressive the protagonist is in Legends, because it just kind of looks a little bit comical sometimes.
It does. It really does.
Like, something really bad happens, and the character is just like, oh no!
It's like mouth wide open to the point you see each individual tooth.
Oh God, no!
So I think I have an idea.
Yeah?
On how this style of gameplay can continue into the main series, the main generation games. Have the new region, Gen 9's region, be a wild region. Like one that's like newly discovered, not fully developed kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I have like a gut feeling that we're going to see Australia as the next inspiration for the region.
Yeah, I've been predicting Australia since, like, Ultra Sun and Moon, I think.
It feels right. And Masuda kind of teased it in an interview once. He was doing an interview, I think it was at E3, when they revealed Sword and Shield, when they had Sword and Shield release window set. I remember the interviewer asked him if he planned on doing a region themed around Australia. And he looked at, what's his name? The one who directed Sun and Moon. Not Sun and Moon, but Sword and Shield.
Oh, I don't remember.
well, they looked at each other, and they kind of like laughed and said, "We were thinking about it." So, like, an Australian region would be a perfect place to have a wild region like this, where all the Pokemon are unknown. Everything's in a wild lands kind of thing.
So here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that they do, like, at least this late into a gen, they already know what the next gen or even the next couple of gens are going to be.
Oh
Because
yeah.
at the very least, since Gen 4 or so, they have hinted towards the next region.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the development of the game starts at the end of the, like, sort of the next Gen 9 would be developing at the tail end of, or about the release date for Sword and Shield.
Yeah. At the very least, the concept stages and actual game development, I would say, would be happening when they stop doing major new content for the current gen. In this case, it would be Sword and Shield's DLCs and potentially also Legends, since that was Game Freak.
Mm-hmm. And I think we will see a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of Legends in the next game, but I think we're going to see some things more than some things carry over.
I will also remind that they were already designing Pokemon when Platinum came out, because Haxorus was designed during Platinum's development.
Right.
And haven't a lot of the Pokemon designers said that they have a lot of designs just kind of in like backup stages in case they ever want to put them in?
James Turner said that.
Yeah, and I think even Sugimori has said that there's Pokemon he designed back in the 90s that still haven't even appeared.
Okay, well,
oh, man,
I will say that when Sugimori talked about it, he was saying it under the context of these scrapped designs were usually scrapped for a reason. They're unlikely to come back. And the ones that do are the exception, not the rule. But
I would love to see all the... Sorry.
It was kind of proven that they do take from a bit of a backlog when you look at Shellos and Gastrodon, because we know for a fact that they were intended for Ruby and Sapphire and then move forward to Gen 4 because there just wasn't room.
Right.
And by room, I mean room ecologically, not program-wise.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't Bonsly supposed to be in Gen 3?
I don't know. I don't think so, because Munchlax was the first Gen 4 Pokemon we were introduced to, and it came into the spin-offs in late Gen 3, I would say. Because I feel like if Bonsly was meant to be a Gen 3 Pokemon, it would have been shown to us before Munchlax was.
Right, yeah. And it didn't appear in the anime until the end of the end of that cycle.
Yeah. So they do start to hint towards the next generation in the anime, but by that point we already have the hints from the games.
Exactly. Like the statue from X and Y.
Yeah. And for example, the anime introduced us to Kecleon and Latios and some
Blaziken.
other Pokemon that were in Gen 3 at the tail end of the Gen 2 anime.
And I remember seeing Blaziken, what was it, during the finals of Johto?
Yeah, Blaziken was one of them. I'm pretty sure the end of Hoenn had Electivire. Wasn't that Gary's?
Yes.
Okay. So if anything, I think that if Gen 9 is on the horizon, we will start seeing Gen 9 Pokemon in Journeys. Especially because
you say that, but...
What?
I'd say... I mean, you say that, but Gen 6 didn't really hint towards Gen 7.
But I'm talking about like the way that they sort of do journeys. It's not like your typical generation anime. It's they're going all over the world. So if there's any way to like hint at the next gen, Journeys would be it.
Yeah.
I guess.
I can see him teasing the next region in it.
Yeah.
It's like it has the potential to open everything up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if we are getting Gen 9, we will be seeing it at in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah. I still don't think that they're going to announce a new gen this early because I don't care what people say, Legends just came out. And I feel like because Legends apparently has space for DLC in it, I feel like they would be announcing the DLC before they even think about teasing Gen 9.
Honestly, I think we're going to see both. I think we're going to see a tease at Gen 9, like the starters maybe, like a cinematic or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But they won't give us a release date. That's my prediction. But they will give us release date for the DLC for Legends.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think. Wasn't it Gen? It wasn't Gen 6, but there was like one gen where we got a brief teaser in the form of like a small cinematic that showed the legendaries and nothing else. Was it Gen 7?
X and Y.
No, was it? No, because the first
they just showed Evital and Ternius.
The first Gen 6 teaser showed the starters though, didn't it?
And the Legends.
Yeah. But I'm saying that like it was only the Legends.
The only time I remember that was with X and Y.
But they didn't only show the Legends.
I don't think we had a case where they only showed the Legends.
I could have sworn that we did. Because I know that Gen 8 also showed the starters and the Legends.
Yeah, there was two separate. There was like a little bonus post-credit scene kind of thing for the Legends.
Might just be coup de memory again.
It might be. But like I know that we had a kind of weird pre-release cycle for Gen 7 where we were getting basically nothing for the first little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and everyone was hoping for Coro to have the info, and they didn't have shit.
Yeah.
They had something. They had whited out screen pictures of the box art.
Oh, that might have... Oh, geez, my throat just made a noise. Okay, I might be thinking, like, they showed the starters, but didn't show the Legends. Yeah, because, I think what I'm thinking of is that we didn't see anything about the legendaries for a long while.
That was Sun and Moon.
Yeah, okay.
Because
see, I got the broad strokes right, I just missed the details.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like, we got the starters, we got concept art of the game, and we didn't get no information until, May, I want to say?
Yeah, something like that.
And then they gave us all the information for the game to the point where may as well just say the game leaked.
Well, yeah, the game leaked, and then I think that they took that as just their cue to reveal everything.
Like, that was the last time we ever had a demo for a Pokemon game, because they were stupid enough to put all the detail of the game inside the demo.
We got a demo for Let's Go.
After the game released.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. We got...
I'm pretty sure it wasn't the demo for Sun Moon that got mined.
Yeah, it was because it was the Ash Greninja. Because Planet gave it to you.
We had a demo for Omega or not Omega, Ultra Sun and Moon, I think, didn't we?
Mm.
No, we didn't.
Okay. And if we're talking about spin-offs, we also got a demo for Rescue Team DX. But that was a remake, so yeah.
Right.
I thought that we got the Let's Go demo before the game came out.
I think there was like special locations that had it, but it wasn't released to the eShop until after.
Okay.
I do remember playing it at GameStop and not liking the controls.
Right, and also there was that gameplay demo of Sword and Shield that was only at that one convention.
Yeah. I think they had like on a traveling bus too.
Hmm.
Like the Pokemon experience that went to like one town in every state.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that like 20 years from now, the Sword and Shield gameplay demo is just going to have the space roll treatment.
I would actually love that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's hidden things on this old demo.
Yeah, that would be kind of low-key amazing.
It's like X and Y was actually going to be the perfect game, but they completely butchered it between them and that.
No, that would be Sword and Shield.
Oh, what am I thinking of?
The Sword and Shield gameplay demo that was at the convention.
Oh,
is literally the same story as the Gold and Silver Space Rolls convention demo, and I'm just thinking that like 20 years from now, the Sword and Shield demo is going to get leaked.
And it has all beta Pokemon on it.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see more beta designs for existing Pokemon.
Same. Like, there was that Gen 4 leak that was like a year ago, I want to say.
Yeah, because it was during the pandemic.
My throat is just continuously making noise today. Orange Garchomp.
That would have been. I mean, that would make a good. That would have been a cool shiny.
Oh, that's not the quick time.
Better than the shiny we have for Garchomp, which is nothing.
Like, I don't understand why they couldn't have just kept Gibble's shiny colors for Garchomp.
Right? Gibble has such a great shiny.
Yeah, and like same thing goes for Gengar. Like Ghastly and Haunter have a really good shiny, but Gengar was just weird.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of tweaked it so Gengar's kind of black in this game. But still, go before that. The only thing that made shiny Gengar worth anything was its Mega form or its Gigantamax form.
Crack Theory. The shinies never changed. It's just that there's some shiny colors that are rarer than others.
So multiple shinies?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's something I would love to see.
Like, for example, Smeargle's normal and shiny colorations got swapped between Gen 2 and Gen 3, and I'm thinking, what if it wasn't that they got swapped, but that the Smeargle that was shiny in Gen 2 just became more common than the other one?
I like that situation.
I like that headcanon.
So Peppered Moth is an interesting story from real life. Basically, there's this moth, I believe, mostly in Europe and stuff, called the Peppered Moth. And there are some more lightly colored peppered moths and some more black or darker colored moths. Hence the name Peppered.
Yeah.
But during the Industrial Revolution, I believe that the darker colored moths suddenly became a lot more common than the lighter colored moths because they were able to hide in all the smoke.
Yeah.
And then once, the Industrial Revolution kind of calmed down a bit, the white ones became more common again.
Yeah.
I like that.
There's also weird cases like Charizard's Gen 2 shiny was purple and green. Sneasel was brown in gold and silver.
Oh, that would look so nice.
Not even shiny Sneasel, just Sneasel was brown.
Like I would see. This is why I really love the concept you have for Sardonyx with the metallic.
Oh, I have actual lore for that now. I actually came up with the reason why metallic Pokemon are in Altaris and basically nowhere else.
Can you share it?
Giga, what do you think?
Okay.
Giga?
But
What do you think about me just sharing the metallic lore on video?
go ahead.
Right, so basically, it comes down to the fact that Altaris is a very volcanic region, so the soil is filled with a bunch of minerals that you wouldn't get in non-volcanic locations. Most notably, in this case, there's a large concentration of silver, which, when ingested by humans in large quantities, can turn the skin sort of a bluish gray, and sometimes it localizes to the fact that the skin literally turns metallic silver. So I'm thinking a bunch of silver got into like the groundwater. Humans typically don't drink groundwater like right from the source,
Right, we purify it.
and Pokemon do, and like they probably react somewhat differently to large quantities of weird metals than humans do. So they express it differently, and they just turn a metallic silver.
Nice.
I really like the fact that there's scientific reason for it instead of the aura in this region makes this happen.
Looking at you, Hisui.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's lame, but the fact that it has you're using actual science, an actual thing that happens in real life, to explain why this shiny Pokemon is the way it is amazing.
Yeah, I linked the article on the phenomenon in voice context.
Oh, good. I remember seeing videos of a man who ate silver. He turned like a bluish shade of blue.
And I will show a photo of localized Argyria, which is what the condition is called. And you'll see what I mean by the skin literally turns metallic silver.
Oh, that's terrifying. That looks like some kind of crazy ass infection.
It's not. It's just a skin condition caused by eating something you're not supposed to, but still, it's actually harmless.
Damn. That second one doesn't look that harmless.
It's harmless.
Yeah. Wasn't there a guy that was like kind of proud of being like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the one I saw on TV.
Yeah.
Like he looks like a hillbilly farmer kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yep, that's him. And I mean, he said it was healthy.
Yeah.
And I can, I don't want to say I sort of see the point in that because I know silver is antimicrobial.
Ah, there he is.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah, so basically, metallic Pokemon have Argyria, and that's about it.
Yeah. Need to put a guy like him in Altaris.
A metallic human.
Good Lord.
I mean, it would be a good idea because it would point to the reason why this exists.
Yeah. I was thinking of just like sprinkling in lore here and there. And so that also explains why it's not really passed down through breeding, because that kind of thing wouldn't be. Right. It's not genetic, it's the result of like exposure to the environment. And the reason that Pokemon can hatch metallic is because eggshells are porous, basically.
I think this might be the most science ever involved in a Pokemon game.
To be fair, it's all retroactive science. Like, I came up with the scientific reason after I made it a thing.
Oh, good writers work backwards sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I actually got this advice from a writer back when I actually wanted to do that. The best way to write a mystery is to write it in reverse.
Yep.
I sort of understand it. I never followed it because I don't write mystery. But that's a thing, I guess. And that's Umbreon.
It's one of those things where you decide on what you want to happen first and go, okay, why does this happen?
Yeah. I mean, that's just world building.
Exactly. It's like I always do that with some writing. Like I always have like the big showdown or the big denouement moment in my head before I have the beginning of the story written.
Yeah.
Isn't big denouement kind of a oxymoron there?
More like just saying the same thing over and over instead of an oxymoron.
Well, no, I'm just saying like a denouement is like the calming down after the climax. So I was just wondering, isn't big denouement kind of a...
Oh, I always thought the denouement. I was always taught
oxymoron.
the denouement was the high point of the story.
No, denouement is the calming down. Yeah.
Oh, my English teacher would be pissed then,
Ha.
because that's what she always taught us. No, that's what my English teacher taught us.
Wow.
Well, English teachers also say things like you can't start a sentence with the word because.
Because that's bullshit. How's that? So, since this would be a nice segue, teachers, they're kind of, no, what's the word I'm looking for without getting too, they need to get knocked off their high horse.
Hashtag not all teachers. I kind of know roughly what you're talking about, and I just want to say, like, this is not usually the teacher's fault. It's usually the, I guess, education board.
The teacher could. I've only seen a few teachers actually go against it. The others just clap their hands and praise the idea.
I mean, sometimes the teachers are just afraid of getting fired.
And then there's the teachers who want to brainwash the students.
Yep.
And I'm seeing that more and more lately.
Yep.
That's what I'm referring to. Like the teachers that will cover up violent crimes happening in their school just because... Actually, I'm not going to get into that until...
Yeah, oddly enough, I don't feel overly political tonight.
Oh, okay, I won't get too political then. There's just a lot of weird shit going on in the world, and it just has me...
Yeah. Like, I even tweeted last night, I don't know if we're living in a dystopia or a parody.
Yes, I really like that one.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Okie-dokie. That was a really good one.
I was just looking at my Twitter feed and like, this is real life, guys.
We're living in a novel. That's what I feel like every day.
We're living in a dark satire. We're living in like an Edgar Allan Poe satire short story.
Oh, if I start hearing a heartbeat under my floorboards, I'm gonna freak out.
But the heartbeat is just the protagonist's guilty conscience.
Uh-huh. I love the Telltale Heart.
Yeah. Edgar Allan Poe is like, I wouldn't say underrated because obviously he's a famous author for a reason, but
yeah,
like
his work isn't as appreciated as it should be.
Yeah.
It's like, and people I know he's big with the poems, but people should look at his short stories too.
Yeah, I used to have this like book that was just a collection. Welcome back. That was just a collection of everything that Edgar Allan Poe had written. I don't have it anymore. It got lost in storage, but there were some really good things in there.
Yeah, I remember there was one. It was about a coastal. I did an art project based around the story.
The only like short stories that he wrote that I remember offhand are The Telltale Heart and Mask of the Red Death.
Oh, Mask of the Red Death! I loved that one in school.
Yeah. And there are a bunch of
Poe
poems
to
of
me
his that I
is
love.
a weird thing where I think people misunderstand Edgar Allan Poe even when they're big fans of him.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can see that.
Like people look at The Raven and go, "Oh my God, such a creepy poem," and I'm like, no, it's sad, it's heartbreaking,
Yeah.
but not
Mm-hmm.
creepy.
It's about death.
Yeah, and about a guy basically going insane while mourning the loss of his wife or lover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people do. A lot of people misunderstand a lot of authors' works. It's like they either will interpret something that has nothing to do with the book, or overanalyze it to the point where it's not what it meant, not what the author was going for.
Yeah.
Like, I forget what the author's name was. It was give me a second, I'll remember it. The author was at a convention, and people were discussing his book. And they're like discussing the meaning of the book, and he comes. Oh, damn! I can't remember his name or the book. But he goes up and tries to tell him what he meant by it. They don't even believe he's the author, and it's like they say no, that's not what the author meant.
Yeah, like I saw something about that on my Twitter feed. I don't know if it was the same story that you were talking about, but
It might be.
yeah, they were like not at a convention. Like it was just some random happenstance on the street where he overheard some people talking about the book and what it meant and stuff, and he interjects with the answer to what they're discussing, and they basically just tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, don't want a white man's opinion or
Yeah,
something
they
like
don't
that.
want it mansplained to them.
We're talking about the same thing then.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, it's the same thing.
I don't remember who it was or what the book was.
I want to say it was a comic book writer or a movie writer.
So.
Oh, it's gonna bug me. But at least you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know the story, but it does sound like something that would also happen to Neil Gaiman.
I don't know who that is.
I don't
imagine.
But like, I could just imagine Neil Gaiman being in that situation, just on happenstance. But I don't know if it was him or not. I'm not familiar with the story.
Like, I guarantee there's many times where American God has been misunderstood.
Mm.
Also, going back to the Raven, something that really bothers me is when people recite the Raven and they do like the whole, either RP or transatlantic accent, doing it far too proper.
Some people get way too into things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even getting too into it. It's like that misunderstands the point of the poem.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be creepy. The Poe is a depressed man, and you can see that in his work.
Yeah.
Like, it's very clear and obvious that he's not doing it for the sake of writing horror. He's trying to get something out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more or less. Like,
edgy kids.
People will argue that once it becomes public, then the author doesn't have a say anymore in how people interpret it. And while true, that kind of misses the point.
Yeah.
See, like sometimes authors have no point, and people just interpret what they think anyways.
Yeah, like, and that's fine. I'm just saying, like, when the author does have a clear thing of how they want their thing to come off, but people just say death of the author. And while I do believe in death of the author, especially in terms of people retconning important character details or just making shit up on the fly, J.K. Rowling, it's not always the right course of action to just ignore what the author thinks.
Right, because it is their creation in the end of the day.
Yeah.
Who better would know the answer?
Yeah, basically. Like, I know it's not quite the same thing, but we do occasionally get people saying that since Pokemon is a kid's game, then Sardonyx shouldn't tackle heavy topics like it does. And to them, I say, you're not making this game.
I think it's clear, especially now with Pokemon Legends, Pokemon's not afraid to go into heavy subject matter anymore.
Yeah. I mean, still, Legends isn't quite as heavy as Sardonyx or, like, Reborn or whatever.
That. Yeah, I know that much. Like, that's comparing night and day still.
Yeah.
But, like, I think it's safe to say this has been the most mature Pokemon game created yet.
I would argue that just on the grounds that if you look even a little bit into the implications of Gen 5, then it might be as dark or darker than Legends.
Yeah, Gen 5 goes there.
Yeah, Gen 5 had gaslighting and child abuse, so that's the thing.
Like, I guarantee if you lost the fight with Ghetsis was going to kill you.
Yeah. In both games, basically.
Gen 7 even sometimes had some
child abuse.
Heavy stuff. Yeah, child abuse.
Like, Lusamine was a monster.
Not just with Lusamine, but it's heavily implied Guzma was abused as a kid.
Yeah, like not no good in his father's eyes. Kind of
Not necessarily the kind of abuse that people think of when they just hear child abuse, but the kind of abuse that is kind of normalized in Asian cultures.
Yeah. You're not good enough no matter what.
It is implied he was beaten as a kid.
Is it? Like, I thought it was just the whole, like, you can't have grades that are below perfect type of abuse.
So you can go to his childhood home.
Yeah.
And in, like, against the wall of his room are golf clubs that are, like, busted up. And you can also talk to his dad, and his dad says something along the lines that he tried to beat sense into his kid.
Huh. I don't remember that.
I know Guzma's the one who destroyed...
What?
Guzma's the one who destroyed the clubs because he was always coming second place to Kalihi, her name is, I think?
Yeah, something like that. I thought that was what was going on, too.
I mean, there's just a lot of implications that,
Yeah, like, Guzma was definitely abused, but it just... I think the jury's out on...
How?
Yeah. On what flavor of abuse it was.
I mean, he was definitely, I would say, forced to do something he didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Because the way, like, Guzma comes off as the type who would not be into golf and was just doing it to get his father's approval and love.
Yeah, something like that. But also, like, I remember he was definitely, was he denied for the gym challenge, or was he just, or not gym challenge, what is it called? The trial thingy. I don't remember if he was denied for that, or if he just lost.
I think he was denied for it because he never finished it. He couldn't finish it for some reason.
Something like that.
He's definitely a tragic villain.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. I'll always appreciate a good tragic villain.
Okay, I always interpreted that as Guzma abused his father.
Maybe he tried to beat his son, and Guzma just knocked the shit out of him instead.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing actually there that implies that the father was abusing Guzma.
Not physically, anyways.
No. Because all it says that he tried to set the boy straight.
Yeah, but he also says that I was the one who got beat.
Which implies the opposite. It implies that Guzma was abusing his father.
Yeah, but there's also that, because it is a contrast, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just never read it like that.
It implies he was trying to beat Guzma, but got beat instead.
Hmm.
At least to me. Like, you know.
I mean, it's up for interpretation, obviously.
Yeah, it is.
But, like, I just never read it like that.
The way I'm going to interpret that, I mean, it's clear the father forced him into the golfing, at least. And probably, like Kalian said, never good enough, always never good enough, and so he was put down because of it.
Yeah.
And I think the father did try to get physical maybe one time, and Guzma snapped.
Yeah,
That's
that seems
kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, that seems more likely to me.
Because
either way, he was abused in some way.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's clear.
Like emotional and psychological abuse. God, this podcast is getting heavy.
Yeah.
Sometimes do a lot more damage than a beating.
Yes.
They will have their lasting damage to the point where someone who's never been physically abusive before snaps and will kill someone.
Yeah.
And Guzma kind of does have that personality where he seems like he would snap and do something bad.
Also, he is really extreme in the manga. In Pokemon Special.
Yeah.
So at one point, like, because he loses a battle, he kowtows in just like in shame so hard that he actually busts up his head doing it.
Yeah, I think he was apologizing to Glycopod.
Yeah, he was. He was so ashamed towards his like, he was the one taking the blame for him losing, and he was apologizing to his Pokemon, and he just kowtowed so hard he busted his head.
Same energy as Ryan Stiles.
Yeah.
Took you a minute, huh?
It did. But as a minor spoiler, though, at the end of it, he and Hao end up starting a little cafe together.
That's cute.
Guzma makes a hot tapu cocoa, and Hao makes the malasadas.
Neat.
Like, that's a good character right there.
Yeah.
With Guzma. And what was the girl's name that was
Lily, or
like implied this? Oh, I can't remember her name.
Talking about Lily or Lusamine, or
no,
Guzma's
girlfriend kind of thing.
That's not.
Plumeria.
Yeah, it's
her.
Not his girlfriend, but okay.
Well, she took care of him.
She took care of everyone in Team Skull.
Yeah, she was the mom.
No, she was the big sister.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah, but I think that she even describes herself as the big sister of Team Skull.
She does. Like, even she was a good character.
Yeah.
And then we go on to Gen 8 with Team Yell, or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they weren't the evil team anyway.
No, they weren't. Which would have been a good twist if they padded Rose's story from the beginning to make him out to be the villain instead of, twist.
No, I can see... Okay, so what they tried to do with Rose, I think, was a good thing, but they just didn't really build up to it quite enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It needed the build up because it comes out of the blue.
Well, I think Pokemon's main weaknesses when it comes to villains is that when they try to do a twist villain, it's just obvious that it's the twist villain.
Yeah. I mean, I remember leading up to the game, I thought Leon was going to be the villain. Because that would have been a great twist if the villain's actually the champion.
Yeah.
I guess Rose is just as good. I mean, you looked at him, he screamed villain.
Well,
Yeah.
even then, like, he's not a bad guy, which I appreciate.
No, he's not bad, he's just stupid.
He's just
Like,
overly concerned about things that don't need to be a concern at the moment.
And another 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you awaken an eldritch entity who could have powered the region on its own.
I mean, that was kind of the point.
I thought he was waking Eternatus back up to, like, revigorize the land.
No, he was trying to use Dynamax energy or something to power Galar, and Eternatus was just kind of a stepping stone.
No, the more you try to explain it, the more stupid his idea sounds.
I mean, it's kind of solid on paper, actually.
Yeah,
except in the Pokemon world, it's implied that there's really no energy crisis in the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
Or at least that was the first time we've heard of an energy crisis in the Pokemon world.
And I can see what they're going for. Like, oh, we're going to run out of fossil fuels in so many years.
Except electric Pokemon exist.
Exactly.
There's
just hook up, just put jumper cables on Pikachu's ears.
Yeah.
It's like, what's gonna happen? People are gonna suddenly kill all the electric Pokemon?
Yep. So far in the manga, though, he's basically outright stated in private to his assistant that that's a lie.
Okay, so, like, speaking of his assistant, you're talking about Oleana, right?
Yes, I just didn't
so,
remember.
like, from the beginning, I knew that Oleana was gonna eventually be a bad guy because of her name. And you can thank Giga for that, because he almost named Rhodey Oleander. Which means I am dangerous in the language of flowers. Or something along those lines. Or was it rhododendron that meant that?
Technically, they both mean that.
Okay, so yeah, I knew because of Sardonyx.
I mean, she was a better villain than Rose. She was always suspicious in the beginning.
Yeah. But I just find it hilarious that I knew that she would be a villain because of her name.
You saw the twist coming.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to mention that Oleana's team is basically a hentai trope.
And then Garbodor.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, Garbodor, or Garbodor, sorry, Garbodor, like, cements it. So her team is like all, pretty girl Pokemon, and then Garbodor. There is a hentai trope, or tag, I guess you could say, that is ugly bastard. And it's usually paired with harems.
Ah.
Now, my question is that the only male on the team?
I mean,
I thought it was a female, but I get where you're going with.
It is female, but also,
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
That doesn't make it not.
It's still a harem.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see the going for a non-sexualization of her team. It's the breaking down of all the pretty looks she had to put on, and deep down, she is just a bad person.
Yeah.
Because she's willing to do anything for Rose.
Yeah, it's just funny to have all, like, these four, sexy Pokemon, and then Garbodor.
Yeah, what is it? Milotic,
Frostlass, Sarina, and Salazzle.
Right. And then Garbodor.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I doing? Alright, killing Ghastly. I couldn't remember if I'm supposed to catch him or kill him, but I think I caught 25 already. I just hope for Gen 9 they go back to the more supervillain kind of thing, like from... I really like Team Flare.
Okay, so I prefer low-scale villains.
I just don't want another Team Yell.
I prefer when the villain's plot is fairly local, as opposed to Team Flare and Team Galactic.
Genocide and destroy the known universe.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's have another gangster villain.
That would actually be refreshing.
Yeah.
Another mafioso type villain.
Can we just have gang war murder mysteries, please?
Yes.
We have sardonyx for that, though.
That's the point.
I mean, yeah.
That's the joke.
I mean, yeah. I maybe more Yakuza than Mafia, but
yeah.
But that would not be good in Japan.
No.
Yeah. Russian mob instead. How's that?
There you go.
I was gonna say you mean Team Rocket, but that's more like Italian mob.
Yeah, that's Mafia. Russian mob, that's a little scarier, in my opinion, than the Italian mob.
Oh, yeah.
Something Arrow.
Me and my mom were just discussing today if we could try to get my grandfather into Arrow. He likes superhero shit. I was like, maybe we can get him into Arrow, just don't show him the last few seasons.
It says something that I like Arrow because it's not really superhero.
Until they bring Barry Allen in.
Well, yeah, it's only ever superhero when it crosses over with Flash.
Right. Yeah, that's it. I mean, they never had the Lazarus Pit kind of stuff, but that's...
I mean, that's not really superhero,
DC.
that's just fucking plain magic.
Yeah. I love how this is one of the few DC things I can actually hold a conversation about.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan
I haven't watched Arrow, but I know a bit about DC.
I'm not a huge fan of superhero stuff in general, but when I am, it's always DC.
Yeah.
It's like...
See, I'm not a DC fan.
It's like Static Shock, Teen Titans, Arrow.
I grew up with Teen Titans, so I'm going to always love Teen Titans.
Yeah. And the DCAU is so good. DC Animated Universe.
Oh yeah, Young Justice.
No, that's not in the DCAU.
It's not. Oh, you mean the cartoon movies?
So DCAU is Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League, Static Shock.
The old Batman cartoon with Mark Hamill.
Yes, Batman Beyond was DCAU.
The Batman cartoons were so good.
Oh, they were.
I mean, you had a DC take a character created in the Batman cartoon, Harley Quinn, and make her an actual character in the comics. That's how good it was.
Yeah. And like the Mr. Freeze episode, wow.
When they do Mr. Freeze right, Mr. Freeze is such a good character. And Arnold Schwarzenegger screwed it up.
He never was a cool character until Batman the Animated Series. Before that, he was just another
campy villain.
Yeah.
And then the cartoon makes it with the wife and all that.
Yeah.
Actually brings some seriousness to the cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the cartoon was serious most of the time.
See, this is why I say we're all... I know Kaylee and I are the same age, and you're close to us and Giga's older. We're pretty much the same generation. We had great cartoons growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just want to bring back Danny Phantom.
I mean, everything's getting a reboot or a continuation. Why not?
But Danny Phantom was cool. It's like, at least until season 3, when they had to wrap it up because the ratings weren't great. Danny Phantom was one of the darkest Nickelodeon cartoons. I think I've even just talked about this before, coming second to Invader Zim, except for the fact that Invader Zim didn't take itself seriously.
Exactly.
And I think that there's actually been confirmation from Nate, what was his name again?
Wow, how did I forget his name?
Something Vasquez.
Jonan. There we go.
Jonan
Jonan
Vasquez.
Vasquez.
There's like confirmation from Jonan Vasquez that every episode of Invader Zim is self-contained, so that explains why there's never any consequences. The only
it's kind of like
exception,
South Park.
the only exception is like character arcs like Tack, where
I like.
where like after Tack's I think 2-part episode thing, Dib had the Irken spaceship, and that was an entire character arc. But other than that, it's like entirely self-contained.
I like that because that's like classic cartoon stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now everything has to tell an overarching story.
I prefer it when they tell an overarching story, but that's just me.
I mean, it is better.
Yeah.
Sometimes for the silliness of it, especially like something like Invader Zim, having an overarching story with that would have felt weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because like there's episodes where like Zim steals every kid's organs, and there's a fucking nuclear explosion in the city, and Zim's brain gets replaced with a turkey at some point, I think. No, it gets replaced with a stuffed pig.
Cartoons.
And then, like, there is a time travel episode where Zim is just kind of being a jerk and basically killing Dib.
Like, no, the more I think about it, the more I realize Invader Zim kinda is like South Park.
Yeah. Why Nickelodeon let Jonan Vasquez have a show with them is beyond me.
Yeah.
Like, even I think Jonan Vasquez was like, why are they letting me do this?
Yeah. No, like before Invader Zim, Jonan Vasquez, I believe, had a comic, and the comic was absolutely fucked up.
Yeah.
And like Nickelodeon's like, hey, do you want to make a cartoon for us?
Are you sure about that?
And Jonan Vasquez was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And it became one of the most beloved cartoons on Nickelodeon.
No, it's like
Yeah.
it's like if Nintendo approached me and Giga and asked if we wanted to make the next Pokemon game.
Free reign.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jonan Vasquez didn't get free reign, and probably better that he didn't.
The show was originally going to be darker. Like the whole time travel episode where Zim is basically killing Dib. That was intended to write Dib out of the series.
Oh damn!
Yeah, I feel like if somehow we got the similar deal with Sardonyx, we'd have to tone it down and maybe get rid of Margot.
No, we just would have to tone Margot down.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But Giga, they let Elisa get into Black and White too. Like, are you sure we would have to do anything with Margot?
I mean, to be fair, models exist.
Yeah, but I don't know if you've noticed, but Elisa is hypersexualized in Black and White too. I'm pretty sure the Eyes Meet jingle for the beauty literally starts with "Give me what I need."
I mean, if anything, that just goes to show. I mean, you can look at a lot of Pokemon designs and say this too.
Also,
there are just a lot of horny men at Game Freak.
Also, Salazzle's Dex entry literally mentions reverse harems.
Exactly. That's the Pokemon I was referring to with Pokemon designs.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean Zarina. Look at Zarina.
That's a foot fetish, or rather, women stomping on you fetish.
Yeah.
So,
Game Freak has a lot to answer for with that
BDSM.
one. It's a subgenre of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. Femdom fetish, I guess.
Yeah.
So basically, somehow room for all fetishes in Pokemon is manga.
Yeah, guys, I've already named a podcast episode That's a Fetish, so I'm gonna have to find something else for this one.
That's a fetish too.
Also, since we're talking about Pokemon again, I want to bring up something about the Sword and Shield manga.
Yeah.
The good guys in it are a little bit fucked up.
Ha.
So they sort of kidnapped a kid.
What?
And so basically the way I put it once, I tweeted it, something like a biologist, a programmer, and a blacksmith kidnap a kid and train him for gladiatorial combat.
Oh yeah, I remember that tweet.
What?
That's basically the plot of Sword and Shield manga.
Jesus.
Let me see if I can grab some panels because, like, yeah, they kidnapped the kid.
I mean, Pokemon Special has always been that.
The thing is, it was just sort of like usually when Pokemon Special gets dark, it tends to like acknowledge the fact that it's dark. And they just like didn't acknowledge it.
It's a perfectly normal thing, kidnapping a child and training them to be a gladiator.
Yeah. Well, I mean, training him for Pokemon battles, which is comparable to gladiatorial combat.
Or cockfighting.
Yeah. All right, I got the page.
That just goes to show you, Pokemon has so much wiggle room to be part of every genre. Or at least take part from every genre.
Yeah.
But just, like, they literally just kidnapped this kid.
Oh, yeah, that panel.
Okay.
The professor even basically just goes, "I'm famous. I'll call your parents. Don't worry about it."
That's both terrible, but it fits so perfectly in the comedy of Pokemon.
It does.
I'm surprised that it's not Beige getting kidnapped.
Yeah, he has his own subplot going on.
Okay.
I feel like that's another character they dropped the ball on with Sword and Shield.
So was he, like, kind of not infatuated, but, like, really loyal to Commissioner Rose in the games?
Yes.
I would even say infatuated works there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was obsessed. He wanted to do nothing but earn his approval.
So that gets explored.
Oh boy.
And then, like, basically at some point, Commissioner Rose just basically goes, sorry, bye, I don't care about you anymore. Who are you again? And that just, like, destroys Bede.
They call him a commissioner in the manga?
I think that was what he was called.
Because I know in the games they call him chairman.
Oh, chairman, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, that's going from chairman to commissioner. That's a big change. I just hope the next villain is well written. I just hope the next game is well written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've seen with the story for Legends, it's a good story. I haven't found anything I would totally complain about yet.
I mean, if you want, official Pokemon media that's well written, read the manga. It's good.
From what I know of late game Legends, there's part of it that might rub you the wrong way, but I think it's kind of a little bit justified in universe.
I'm curious and what would rub me the wrong way and like
Story-wise.
okay.
Like a little bit of a contrived conflict.
Oh joy.
But I think it
know
is
what you're talking about.
I think it is justified in universe though.
So will it just make me roll my eyes to the point I see last week kind
Yes.
of thing? Or
Yes.
okay. Okay, so bad writing.
Not really.
Well, I
It's
know
like-
there's a character that the leader of the Pearl Clan kind of pisses me off.
It has nothing to do with her.
I know, I'm just saying, like, they try to make you like her in the game.
I'm neutral.
I don't know. It's like I planned on siding with her anyways because I want Palkia going into the finale.
Okay, I will say I believe that it doesn't ultimately matter. It just changes the
I
order of
know.
some things.
I know it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
It's just as stupid as this is going to sound, I'd rather side with the cute girl than the guy.
Understandable.
That's just me.
I
don't want to side with Sycamore's ancestor.
Wait, Adam and Sycamore's ancestor?
I only put it together
To be fair, I
when I
didn't get it.
just found a video and fight.
I've been trying to figure out who
Yeah,
he's
then-
been related to.
Yeah, to be fair, I
And
didn't
now
know
I
that
see
was a thing.
I like a preview for a video, and then I realized to hear him like, oh, that makes sense.
It does now that I'm now who's Irida?
Honestly,
her
I have
name's pronounced?
no idea.
Part of me wants to say May, but
Maybe.
that'd be a big enough character to be
Hang on, I need to go look
Yeah,
up a
that's
picture of her.
basically your stereotypical blue-eyed, blonde-haired girl.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Nope. That's how bad of a character.
Part of me wants to say Misty, but that doesn't sound right.
Like maybe it's like both Misty and May they have a look for them, but when it comes to the Pokemon girls, blonde hair, blue eyes, they all kind of look the same.
Okay, her name just comes from pearl oysters and pearl essence in every language. Her
Might it be?
her Japanese name is Kai.
That doesn't really say much.
Who's Polina related to?
Don't know.
Like her and the what was his name? The masculine dude. Yeah, I couldn't. Like maybe they're not direct. Maybe together they're a descendant of someone. 'Cause they're lovers. I mean, that's not. They don't. They kind of hit the nail on the. Not hit the nail. It's obvious that they're a couple. I'm trying to put them together, and who would they look like if you mix them? Like I was thinking of that one gym leader in Black and White 2, the water gym leader.
Marlin.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's the only person I could think of.
Hang on, I'm just now looking at various NPCs because I have a few possibilities in mind. I just can't remember their names.
And like, there's some that are like super obvious, like the Cynthia's descendants, and Cyrus' descendants,
Ancestors.
Right,
Like,
ancestors.
3 of them, I end up looking back and like, yeah, they're definitely related to people.
But like, there's particular one I'm trying to think of that I can't remember her name. I was thinking of B, the fighting gym leader and Still Inside.
Oh.
But no, they don't look enough similar. I don't think that she has anything to do with like protagonists. So not May.
Yeah, Yeah, that's why I thought it would be weird if they did make an ancestor for a protagonist character.
Yeah.
Unless she's just in a whole original character, but the way everything's been, every major character is an ancestor of someone.
Someone's saying like Karina.
I have to look her up.
Or even Barry.
I don't see Barry.
Yeah.
I mean, Karina, blonde hair, blue eye. I kind of see it.
Someone also says Morty because he watches over Ho-Oh and she wears a cape and a headpiece just like Morty. Okay, I don't know if that matters.
Yes, because fashion taste is genetic, right?
I mean, yeah. Just look at Ray and Akari. Yeah, I can kind of see Karina.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sure, Kalos is far off, but like we're seeing
But
ancestors
also,
from
like,
Unova here.
But also, like, Adaman is Sycamore's ancestor.
Right, which now that I see it, that's all I can see now. When I picture Adaman.
I apologize and not at the same time.
Oh no, don't apologize for that because that's been something. Adaman and Irida have been confusing me on who they're related to for so long.
Did you know that apparently Karina's Japanese name comes from the French word for cucumber?
There's a sex joke written there that's too easy to make.
Yeah.
Of all the... What the fuck, Pokemon?
What?
A cucumber.
Well, I mean, it has to
Didn't
do
think
with her grandfather, who is also just named for the French word for cucumber.
Oh. It's strange, but Pokemon's always had plant names for people, so it's not that odd, I guess.
Something, language of flowers.
Or in the case of professors, the language of trees.
No, but
I
even
looked up Irida, and wow, she does look like May, doesn't she?
yeah, I don't think that they would be doing anything with protagonists aside from Lucas and Dawn. So
Right.
Yeah.
And if you want to get technical, you could say the professor.
what?
But he does look her father, May's father.
Oh,
I forget the professor's name from Gen 3.
Birch?
He looks nothing like Birch. He's not blonde or blue eyes.
but also like who is whose kid depends on who you're playing.
Exactly. Ooh, Irida's just a mystery, I guess.
Yeah. And that's fine for now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't mind that.
I figure it'll become more obvious as time goes on.
Watch, he's an ancestor for a character from Gen 9.
Yeah.
See, that's, I think, something we should all be looking into. It's like, who are these characters related to that we don't know yet?
Like, do we have any idea who Laventon is related to?
God, no. How, maybe? Or not how, Hop. Like that, if he's from Galar, that's the only one I could think of.
I mean, to be fair, isn't his hair purple?
Lavington's?
Yeah.
No, it's not purple. He has black hair.
Oh.
That's a hat.
What? Wait.
There's a picture with him without the hat, and he has like black hair.
So it's just the Brendan effect.
Yeah. Like, the only thing I can go on
Maybe
is
he
he's
is.
a...
Never mind.
What?
I was about to joke and say maybe he is Brendan.
I mean, like, hold on. So, like, I'm looking at Laventon's page now, and he does have dark skin, like
Mhm.
Hop and Leon, and I'm looking down in trivia, and yeah, there are several hints in the game that Professor Laventon may be from the Galar region. In the Pokedex entry for Raichu, he mentions Kaparaja that live in his homeland. Currently, Kaparaja are only known to live in Galar. The writing on his blackboard uses the sword and shield writing instead of the other writing in Legends. He often uses stock British phrases such as jolly good. And in other language versions of the game, such as German, he will sometimes speak in English instead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, I
Cool.
think he might actually be an ancestor to Leon and Hop.
And it would be fitting because Hop wants to be a Pokemon professor.
Yeah.
Go figure.
It runs in the family.
So we just cracked that
Except
code.
for Leon, apparently.
Unless see, that the question is, where does Kaparaja originally originate from? Is
But
it based off?
If it, like, at this point, you would have to expect Kaparaja are native to Galar.
Mhm.
And it doesn't really matter if it's currently the only region that Kaparaja is in. The fact remains that if it's specifically mentioning Kaparaja that live in his homeland, that
Right.
just adds more to the Galar theory.
And he also does not. Fuck me.
But yeah, he also just writes in Galarian alphabet and uses British stock phrases.
Right, and they don't outright say Kaparaja is not from, or it's an invasive species, like with Zoro and Zoroark, where they say this is not from this region.
I think it was said that it wasn't from the region, but
Yeah.
like that it used. Because isn't it implied that it's from an Indian region?
I don't know.
No, let me look up its Pokédex actually.
Yeah.
I'm curious
Because like
I stopped reading.
India is also a possible Gen 9 region.
I would love it because I love like Hindu mythology and all that.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see an Indian set region.
They
The
came over
mythology?
from another region long ago and worked together with humans.
Okay, but we
Oh,
don't know how long ago is.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. We do have a time frame for Legends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At most, okay, assuming the Pokemon Red in the timeline takes place in their version of 1996, and let's just say Legends takes place in 1900, because it's somewhere between the late 1800s and early 19.
Yeah.
So there is a minimum of 80 years in between this game and Red and Blue. That's not long ago. 80 years isn't that long.
Yeah,
in
so
a timeline sense.
Laventon could still just be referring to Galar.
Exactly.
Because Kaparaja has been there that long.
And also with the whole probably Galar thing.
I mean,
There's the fact that it's set right around the time of when Britain was an empire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you had the British Raj, and...
Mm-hmm. And if he is, I mean, I think it's safe to say Leon and Hop are Indian based off a lot of things. I think that's what I always assumed that's what their race would be.
Yeah.
Someone's going to say, "Oh my God, you're being racist."
How?
I don't know. You know how this woke world is.
Like, you're pointing out someone's potential race. You're racist.
Exactly. But I've always assumed Hop and Leon were Indian, especially with the curry.
Yeah, that's actually very fair.
And curry is Indian food, originating in India.
Yeah.
Delicious food.
I don't like spicy.
There's sweet curry.
So,
like, I'm trying to think of what I just recently had because it was so good. It was a sweet curry.
So, my thing with curry is I don't like pre-made curries because of one specific spice. And it's not even that I don't like the spice, it's that I don't like it in savory food.
Ah.
What
And
spice
that's
is it?
cardamom.
Ah, I was right. I mispronounced it though. I said cardamom.
That just makes me
Yeah,
laugh
I
for
kind of.
other reasons.
But cardamom
Why'd
has
you get a
this
spicy
kind
in
of
that
it has this kind of warm, bittersweet, almost soapy flavor that I love in desserts, but in savory food I just find it to be unpleasant.
It's very
So,
out of place in some food.
yeah. And like 90% of curries have cardamom. So,
Mhm. Especially Indian curry. As a Japanese curry, spicy as fuck though. I love how we go from talking Pokemon straight to food.
Yeah.
hey, you brought up curry.
As an example of why they might be Indian.
We also have a chef on the Foxfire podcast, so
Yeah, I know a lot about cooking and stuff, so
Yeah, it's good to have someone who knows food history, especially when we're using it as a piece of evidence of why these characters might be Indian,
yeah,
or from an Indian-themed region.
because they're at least definitely dark-skinned.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's no denying that one.
Hmm.
They're not from Alola.
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 Yeah.
Although people would argue that because Hop reuses some animations from How.
That's just Game Freak being lazy.
Yeah. It's to the point though that like I tend to get Hop and How mixed up. I haven't played either game, so
I remember when I did the Let's Play of Pokemon Sword, I was calling him Hop. I was calling Hop How during the whole thing because of the animation. It's also I was going right from this game to that game, so I was getting screwed up easily.
To be fair, I don't think that it's like just they took the animation from one game and put it in the other. I think it's just they used the same animation template and realigned it for the different models, because you have to admit the models and textures are higher res because they're on the Switch and not the 3DS. And people don't realize, but you can't just scale up things like that.
Mm-hmm. So what makes you think? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say also like in terms of just overall character design, I think that that Hop and How are fairly similar to each other. Just
Yeah.
Overall character design. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that.
What makes you think that the next region could be based off India as well? Is that just popular?
It's just a popular theory.
I mean, I would love it. Like, there's so much potential India has for a Pokemon region.
Yep. And it's kind of implied that we have 2 Pokemon from the Indian region already.
Mongoose and Caparaja.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Mongoose.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that's 4, but 2 of
well, yeah,
Pokemon
2
lines.
I mean, I could see it being next. We gotta keep an eye out if they look back in the past couple years and see if Masuda took a vacation in India. 'Cause everywhere they go to vacation ends up becoming a region,
Yeah.
except Spain for some reason. Spain didn't get made into a region.
Not yet, at least.
Exactly. That would have been perfect for a tie-in with X and Y.
Yeah. Has there been any game with or any place with like Spanish or Moorish architecture?
No.
Oh.
When was this trip to Spain?
After X and Y.
Oh, okay.
That's why everyone was thinking, oh, they're going to make a sequel to X and Y and continue the region.
Yeah, because I was thinking, well, there was that one area in Black and White 2 that was kind of weird. The one with the airport, but not the Mistelton
right.
City.
I don't remember the area.
It was like a deserty area. It was right by Reversal Mountain.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, I do remember now. Yeah, and there was like pueblos and stuff built into the wall. Okay, yeah, I think that's just based off the well, the pueblos.
Yeah,
Don't know what else
Pueblos
to
and
say.
Apaches.
Yeah,
And Navajo, too.
yeah, based off the cool, space time distortion. The Indians or Native Americans rather of Southwest.
Yeah,
Midwest.
Southwest.
Mm.
Southwest.
The Southwest. Okay, I couldn't remember where the Apache were.
Yeah, so similar area, Arizona.
Right.
Yeah.
But the potential of an Indian, like I've always been gassing up a potential for an Australian region because I mean, look at the diversity of animal life that they could use for inspiration.
Yeah, like half of Australia's native wildlife are basically just Pokemon already.
Exactly, and they already out to kill you as it is.
Yeah.
But an Indian region
And have imported Ponyta.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the potential, like, and the mythology for an Australian region with Aboriginal myth. Like with the rainbow serpent.
Yeah.
Like if they do an Australia region and don't give us a rainbow serpent, they fucked up. Going to India, the potential, the mythology of the Hindu gods.
Oh yeah, and like Indian history is fascinating too.
Oh yes, it is. Especially when they rose up against the British.
Yeah.
Even before that, with all the different Maharaja. Maharaja, yeah, that's... I can't pronounce words sometimes.
So Raja means king or emperor or ruler. So Maha, I believe, means great. So Maharaja.
Okay, that's it, yeah. And the architecture you would see in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the potential. Like, that gets me hyped up for a region based off India.
And I know that they won't do it in the current political climate, but I really want to see a China-based region.
Same.
That would be
all the
actually amazing.
Yeah, but like the main reason they haven't done it already is because China's kind of weird about that kind of thing.
Yep. And especially like if you try to show like old China as in any remotely positive light.
And I think just China doesn't have a good relationship with Japan in general.
They don't. I mean, China, and like especially ancient mythology China, oof. You could see so much Pokemon right there.
You could argue that the fact that we just got a fourth Force of Nature is hinting at a China region.
And now we have the all four cardinal directions too.
Yeah.
Because that's not only like tying in to the divine beasts, I guess they're called, but also into Shinto gods. So it's like China and Japan rolled into one group of Pokemon.
But here's my question: this is actually would rather how determined Pokemon would be in a China region. How desperate are Game Freak for that China money?
I mean, it doesn't have to be about the China money.
Yeah.
You know damn well it would be selling out like hotcakes in China.
Well, yeah, but that's also just because Pokemon was just recently officialized in China.
I mean, that does give it... I mean, that would be smart, business-wise, to do that.
Like, it's not just about the money from it selling out in China. It's just China would be a genuinely good region to have.
It is a beautiful country. Like, as much as I despise the political power at B, I love China as a country.
Yeah.
I love the history. I love the culture. I don't like the government.
So I just had an idea that's simultaneously really cool and really stupid.
Oh.
So, you know how Pokemon has already crossed over with Nobunaga's ambition?
Ha. Yeah.
All right. Three Kingdoms, China, Pokemon region, crossover with Dynasty Warriors.
Oh God.
With
I
Dynasty
mean-
Warriors gameplay.
I mean, I can see it because Dynasty Warriors crosses over with so many different games
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Like,
I would say just make sure it's Pokemon based, like Mystery Dungeon.
yeah.
Because when you add trainers into it, that I can see that getting a little muddled.
Yeah.
But if you're controlling the Pokemon, I could see that being pretty fun.
Yeah. Like, just imagine, 1 versus 1,000 gameplay in Pokemon.
I mean, as a spinoff, I would try.
Yeah.
If it's done right.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like you have your champion or hero you pick from, like Lucario, Charizard would be there, Pikachu would be there.
You get to choose which one of the 3 kingdoms you start in.
Mm-hmm. That has potential. That has potential.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool. Hey, Paragon.
Yeah, like I think I would prefer to see Australia first, but India and China are both like really, really good candidates.
Mm-hmm. I know I would, especially if just the potential of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I guess like going to China now, for an example, you could finally have a traditional Chinese dragon. Like proper.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to probably butcher me for the pronunciation, but the Kirin?
Yeah.
Okay, I pronounced it right.
Chinese word for it is Kirin. Kirin is Japanese, but yeah.
Okay, but the cool deer monster.
Yeah.
That would if they do a China region, these mythical creatures have to be made into the Pokemon.
Yeah.
To be fair, we already kind of have a Kirin, and that's Arceus.
But Arceus is also God, so
yeah.
Like God.
Yeah. To me, Arceus has more of an Indian mythology vibe to it.
Really?
I think that's just because of the one dex entry, or probably more than one dex entry, of the 1,000 hands that it used to create the world.
Yeah.
That is one of the biggest mysteries of Pokemon, of what that actually means.
I like the theory that it's referring to unknown.
Yep.
That's the one I like as well. That's what I've always subscribed to. Because unless Arceus has another form which we did not see, which we would have seen in this game, having the unknown makes more sense.
Yeah.
Unless it's basically saying God is formless, and that's just the form it chooses to take in this world.
Or that's the form that our human eyes
can perceive.
Yeah. Because our human eyes do not want to see its true form.
Be not afraid.
Yeah.
There's a reason why biblical accurate angels have become a meme.
Yeah. My problem with those biblically accurate angels is that they go too, like, physical looking.
An alien.
Like, too much like it's an actual thing that exists in the world rather than just light, something ethereal.
They're just going based off the descriptions in the Bible.
Yeah, I know.
See, the one thing all of those biblical accurate angel things are missing, they're also the size of the Chrysler building. They're giant. They're giants. Their children, the Nephilim, were the giants of Catholic mythology.
Were the Nephilim related to those ones? I wasn't aware. Okay. I knew that Nephilim were the result of angel and human mating.
But copulation works.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were gigantic apparently.
Okay.
They're not really even in the Bible. They're like in the
They're a
quote
Jewish
unquote banned
thing, I
books.
think.
Yeah. Like very few books in the Old Testament even mention them, and like if you go to the books like the Dead Sea Scrolls stuff, it mentions them a lot more.
Ah.
And the question is, when they say giant, do they mean physically giant, or is it great power giant? Because when it comes to that word, the Bible's confusing.
Yeah.
Because I think the Nephilim supposedly helped Noah build the ark or something like that.
I wouldn't know anything about this, so.
Yeah,
It's not even in the Bible. It's like this is just one of the weird things of religion.
I need to read more of the Gnostic stuff.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Gnostic. Yeah, it's like the books that weren't allowed in the Bible because they're so fucking weird.
And they don't quite fit with
religion.
Yeah, with what the church authority wants you to believe.
Exactly. And it also makes things seem a lot more alien than divine. It's a very interesting read, so I do like, if anyone wants to read some religious text, go for the agnostic stuff before you go for the official stuff.
Just Gnostic.
Gnostic, right. That's the problem. I keep wanting to say agnostic, and I know that's not what that is. Gnostic. No, it's weird shit.
This is a weird train of discussion.
It is.
It is. It always stems from Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then goes back to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Sure, we're not on Sardonic's public right now.
No, if that was the case, no, we already talked about fetishes. That doesn't work as an argument. Okay.
we didn't get political, so there's that one thing.
Yeah.
But oh man, that just makes me want to do old Pokemon videos again. Like I did a series a long time ago, back when I did only Pokemon, where I gave ideas for what a real world location would be in a Pokemon world. I mostly did because I love like geography and stuff like that, and I mostly just want to talk about flora, fauna, and the makeup of a land. And I put a Pokemon paint on it, and there I go. I got where in the world. And I did episodes for China and India twice. 2 separate ones and one where I combined them all into one. And just thinking back on that, the flora and fauna of both of those regions, there is so much potential. I mean, as it stands right now, the only 2 places I would like to India, China, and Australia are really the only places that come to mind when I think of ideas for new regions.
Well, I mean, you could do some interesting things with some Latin American countries like Brazil or
South
Mexico.
America has. Oh, Mexico, yeah, the pyramids.
Yeah, so I watch Subjectively. He's a Fakemon, or he's just a general artist, but he's been doing Fakemon region, and his region is based on Mexico, and he's gotten some really interesting ideas.
Like that has a lot of potential too.
Yeah.
South America in general, like all of South America.
I would be interested in a proper like Gaelic region because
that would be neat.
Oh, that would be nice.
Scotland and Ireland primarily, but also just more emphasis on Wales than Galar had. Because I don't know if you're aware, Gaelic mythology has some really wild things.
I would say in general, it tends to be some of the most fucked up mythology.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Just absolutely.
Shit. What was I gonna say?
I might be biased saying this, but I would love to see an Italian region.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
It's like you got a lot of mythology potential for that too, with the Roman and Greek mythology. Beautiful landscape, deep history.
Oh,
And
going back
just
to the
like
Latin
Venice.
American areas, what about Peru?
Shadow somewhere in the world
I know.
sneezed.
but no, getting in like Machu Picchu, El Dorado.
Or we could even just do a general like ancient Mesoamerican culture type thing with like the Incans and the Aztecs and the Mayans.
Throw an Olmec head to there and you're set.
Yeah.
There's a trope name for that. My Inca Tech.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
But Mexico would be cool too, because like, have you read about how insane of a city Tenochtitlan was?
No.
Was that the largest? That was the capital, right?
Yeah, that's where Mexico City is today.
Okay, yeah.
And
It wasn't the biggest complex city of that time period. Yeah.
Not only that, it was in the middle of a lake.
Mm-hmm.
They had in these like huge, like insanely complex canal systems that they would have to adjust as the seasons went on. Otherwise, they'd have flooding and disease and everything like that. So when the Spanish came in, took everything over, they didn't bother learning how to use the canals, and they got so frustrated by all the disasters that ended up causing that they just drained the lake.
Like it, I could just imagine the potential for that city in Pokemon.
Yeah.
And like I could pick. This is how I'm like. This is the idea I'm getting thinking of it. You have it start as that drained lake, right? As a regular city. The evil team come in trying to restore the way things used to be, and they flood the city, making it what it used to be.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
Yeah. But yeah, so Tenochtitlan was basically like Venice on steroids, you know?
Throw in a few pyramids.
Yeah.
A lot of potential.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This makes me excited for what Gen 9 could actually hold. Even if it is just your stereotypical Pokemon region based off of East Bumfucked Egypt.
Egypt would also be a nice region.
That would be an awesome
Egypt,
region.
Yeah. Egypt would be a great one for a Legends style.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the whole like unknown areas, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you could do something like have the main like gameplay thing being like going into the desert to try to chart it, you know?
Yeah.
Right. You got the pyramids and all the ancient ruins. And you'd have oases?
Yeah, oases.
Oases for like to change up the scenery. The only thing I don't think you could see having is an icy part of the region.
I mean, mountains.
Somewhere underground.
Or that, yeah.
Ooh, a frost cavern. That would be cool.
Meanwhile, we're just kind of like Sardonyx. Altaris is a subtropical region, and we just have an icy island stuck up in the corner.
You gotta have. It's Pokemon law. You have to have an icy area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in regions it doesn't make sense, there's an icy area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owen, Lola.
I mean, Hoenn, what do you know? It was in a cave, and not only that, a coastal cave.
There. Very fair.
Alola
and in Alola, it was on
mountains.
top of a mountain.
Yeah. I mean, that does make sense. There is snow in
That
Hawaii.
one does make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Like, there is actual, like skiing culture in Hawaii.
That's cool. The desert next to New York City is something that still gets me
Yeah.
chuckling. That one makes me chuckle.
Yeah.
And the whole region gets icy during the winter, so
One of my favorite theories is that the desert in Unova is a reference to 9/11.
Yeah, I love that theory.
yeah, it's a weird theory that I just can't like truly grasp.
I just find it funny, I guess. Like,
It's one of the most out there theories.
Yeah.
So I'm almost at 2 hours recording. I just realized.
Hmm.
It seems the funnest episodes are the ones where we lose track of time.
yeah.
Yep.
So I think I shall wrap it up because
Hang on,
YouTube
give me a
tends to
minute.
have a. Okay.
Cause...
But YouTube tends to have a conniption fit when my videos are over 2 hours long.
Okay, but like I'm almost done with this art, and I want it to be done.
Okay, I'll
before...
wait for you to be finished. We go over 2 hours. We go over 2 hours.
Yeah.
So close to perfecting Ghastly's Pokedex. I just gotta do the Astonish bullshit. Oh, getting close to perfecting Teddy Ursa's as well.
Nice.
Neat. Okay, I am very nearly done.
No rush. Oh, I'm almost rank 9. Just a few more.
Neat.
Part of me wants to just get to rank 10 before I finish the game.
Huh.
Just to see if I can. I mean, it's obvious I can. Just complete the Pokedex entries.
I mean, I'm about rank 5, so. Okay.
I like how I was under leveled through
And
this
I
game,
am
basically.
done with this
Oh,
art.
I'm super over leveled. All my main Pokemon are all in the high 60s.
And I am done.
66. All right.
Nice.
So this was a fun episode.
It really was.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you when we start talking the potential of Pokemon regions, we all start gushing about stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like I mean, granted that did kind of take up the majority of this episode, but I think we could dedicate a whole podcast episode to this.
Yeah.
And I think we should do that if Gen 9 is kind of teased on the 25th or 26th.
Yeah.
When is Pokemon Day? Do any of you know?
The 27th.
Ah, fuck, that sucks. We'd have to wait till the 3rd to do that then. Once we do a special episode.
We could just choose to record.
Yeah.
That'd be done.
Like, there's no particular reason that we have to record on Thursdays. It's just when everyone is free.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'd be down if we're all free.
Yeah.
I'll be free.
And Sunday nights when I record the second half of the Avorian stuff, I could always do that Thursday and just record Sardonyx.
Yeah.
Record this on Sunday.
Or you could record Sardonyx.
I probably, yeah. So yeah, that sounds like a fun plan. So that'll be a fun episode for everybody at the week of Pokemon Day.
Okay.
Yeah. Works for me.
So if you all enjoyed this episode, leave a like, share it around. Go check out everybody in this video. Play Sardonyx. Play Protochroma.
Watch
Anyone
Dream.
else want to say anything?
Watch
Dream.
He hasn't done anything for a while, but watch Dream.
Exactly. He hasn't done shit. Let's go watch him. And I guess with all that said, this has been the Black Phoenix. And that's all your cues to say bye.
No.
Bye.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.